Hello, everyone. I have a few coins to show that I don't always get out very often. This 1934 Walking Liberty, no one's wrote a grade on it or nothing, but you can tell it has mint luster, and most of the details are left. Key thing on these is down the chest. You can see some of the feathers are worn a little, so this one's a bit worn. And there seems to be a slight bit of wear down the leg. And thank you. But this one's probably AU or Choice Extra Fine. Looks better than this one that they wrote AU on. This one's just got dark toning. It's a 42. You can see some mint luster on it, but it's not a real good one in terms of look. It's got good details left, but if it was a lot better looking, it probably been more. Now, I bought this a few years ago. When I bought this, ones that were worn a bit were running about $6-7. But this one, it's a lot better details, so that's why they probably went with a little bit higher look. This one he wrote Choice Extra Fine on. There seems to be some loss of mint luster in a couple areas, which would drop it into that kind of range, and a little bit of chatter and wear. But I think, to my eyes, this don't really look as good as this one does. It might be better details, but it just doesn't look good. But that's a nice looking $50 there, and it is an S Mint one, 44S. Now this 42S, get a good look at this. It's looking pretty good too. Nice details, the hand, but all the middle is where the wear on these happen. And down the bird's, but the head, the chest part there, and the leg runs right down that, and then a bit on the tip there, and these tips here. Usually where you start having wear. This particular one doesn't have a lot though. It's pretty nice. Probably wouldn't grade mint state, but it's hard to get these in mint state. And if you do, you're probably paying more. But it's a 42S. Now, talking about grading coins like this one, I can show you this. Get a good look at this one. It's an 1898. Oh, it's got some toning on it. Really nice looking on the cheek. The surface of the coin, you can see the mint luster going across it. You do the spiral of the mint luster. On the back, you can kind of see it. You look at the chest of the bird, it's up a little, and it does not appear to really have any real wear. But this toning is a little bit of an issue up here. And because I don't know how well you'll be able to see that, but that looks like a rubbed in J in the darker part where the toning is. So someone, and then over here, in this toning, you can start telling some telltale signs of cleaning being done to the coin. Like between the back of the cap and between the letters. And this one does have a bit of a, what they call I don't know how well you'll be able to see it. There's a little bit of a line going between the T, A, and T. It's a die crack. It's not uncommon on Morgan dollars because they struck, especially old mint ones, because they struck these so much off the same dies that they begin breaking down some. So what grade this would be, but just look at it. And then I do have a couple graded design ones here that IGC said this. They claim this to be mint state, but they put damaged because there's scrapes on the face. But I don't know if I totally agree with these guys on this. You can see the damage on the face. I agree with that part. But the mint state 60, I don't know. Oh, you mean this one? Well, it won't grade that way because of the cleaning problems. They don't put that on. If you send it to PCGS or NGC, they won't put that on there. You can see, maybe not in this video so much, but you can see breaks in the toning where it looks like someone took a pencil eraser. Yes, this one's been cleaned some. Someone took what looks like a pencil eraser and tried to take some of the toning off or something. It don't look like it scratched the coin or nothing, but it ain't the kind of stuff that won't show up in PCGS or NGC would miss it and straight grade it. And if they don't straight grade it, they would put. If they thought it was a mint state coin, they would put mint state details cleaned. They wouldn't put a number on it. That's why you can't grade this one. And if it was only a MS63, you couldn't grade it either because it wouldn't add enough value to the coin to make it worth your while. This thing would have to be about a 65 plus maybe to make a grade that would make it valuable enough to be worth doing. Won't do it. Now, this one's chattered up. They put AU55 on it. And again, I'm not so sure I agree with these guys. This doesn't look totally uncirculated to me. It looks like some wear. Could be a poor strike too. One never really knows these. They didn't mention any damage, but if you look across the wing, there's a gouge right across the wing here. Shouldn't be there. This line up here that goes this way, that is on these, but the one below it is not. We'll show you this one and you can kind of see what I'm talking about. See the one line right up there that kind of goes arcs this way? Yeah. Little high grade on that coin. On this one, I totally agree on both of them. I don't think either one of these IGC ones are the right grade. I think their number is higher than what they should be. And it's hence why you don't really buy the grade, you buy the coin. And since these were gifts, I didn't pay anything for them. And I probably would have passed on them unless they were priced much lower than what the grades that is on the case indicate. Now let's talk about some stuff that is really nice. This is a PCGS one, graded proof 67. Now, to get the best proofs, you want higher than that. But this one, it's a 63. That's really nice looking. But, you trust PCGS to be more accurate with their grading. Now, we do have, if I can get a hold of it, without knocking everything down. This is another PCGS graded one. It's a mint state 64. It's a 1943, which is a little ways back. Has nice appearance and mint luster. So when we look at the eagle on the back, the case itself might have some slight scratching on it. You have to look at past the plastic of the case to the coin to make sure that any marks you see are on the case and not the coin. Because it's 64, it shouldn't have very many marks on it to speak of at all. All right. Now, some people send coins to ANACS because they don't charge as much. And there's this, we'll throw the 66 out. Who knows what this would really grade. It's just a standard quarter. It's not the error one, and you can see a scratch on the plastic that runs down there. This particular coin I bought for $3 just because it was interesting. It's the first date quarter, 1999 D one. It ain't bad, but it's not worth much. And $3 might be more than what it really is worth. We'll go back to another PCGS one, a Bicentennial Silver, 40%. They put mint state 67 on this. It's one of the better looking Bicentennial half dollars I've ever seen. The price was $7. It's not a proof one, but it's a nice one though. So we'll set that down. Now, this is one of the modern proof ones. 2014S. They put PR69 Ultra Cameo. And you can see how the surface, when the light hitting it this way, it looks black. That's the cameo part of it. And the top part is frosted. Now, if you get the light on it in some ways, the dark will become lighter. I mean, when you're looking at it without angling the light off of it like this, it don't look quite as black. But anyway, this is a nice graded coin. $14, I didn't think that was too bad. It is 90% silver, and it might be pretty hard to turn this to the camera to get to see the edge of the coin, but it's definitely silver. So we'll stack these up out of the way for the moment. We'll return this to the front and move all these graded cases out of the way. And then talk about this one. It's not really graded. It's an ancient coin. You mean that last silver proof half dollar? This is Constantine era Roman coin, bronze. You can see the face on this side and on the back. This is truly a rattler type because these coins were hand struck back then, and you don't get exact same details. And this thing is over 1,000 years old. But this holder is the International Numismatic Bureau. I've seen a lot of these. You don't pay much for these. Yes, the Kennedy. This one. It is a nice coin. They make these now. They've been making them for many years. There is a slight bit of scratch on the case, not the coin. To be proof 69, that's almost perfect. Yeah, this one. That's almost perfect. There might be some slight blemish on the coin somewhere that prevents it from being a 70. But try as I might, looking at it through my loop, I don't know why it's not a 70. But maybe it just, I don't know, maybe they had to be like first day issue ones. Otherwise, they didn't feel comfortable putting 70 on them. And I don't know where and when this one got graded. Um, but it's NGC, and some people like NGC because these little things tend to hold your coin pretty good for the most part. If you leave, you go to a coin show and it's a hot summer day and you leave one of these PCGS ones like this out in the hot car, this inner part can melt. And if that happens, then you're kind of screwed. So you don't want to leave these out in the hot sun at all. But proof 67 is not too bad. I don't even know how many 63s, proofs grade real high. I don't know the strike quality back then, and all that kind of stuff. They may never, I don't know, they may not grade any of them that high. Anyway, this is 8330. So this is like 1,500-year-old coin. And it's a bronze of some sort or something. And there'll always be different shapes because you add some kind of thing, you put down the piece of metal, and then you put a die on top of it, and then you hit it with a hammer. So it was painstaking to make coins back in the day, and the quality of them varied greatly. I'm assuming the first few hours of the day, the guy probably striking the coins was doing better than what he did by the end of his day of making coins. So we probably got that going too. Now, we'll move this around a little bit. You weren't here yesterday, Dolly. Dolly. This is a little pendant for Elizabeth II. Now, I'm pretty sure looking at it, this was made before she passed. It's got a little sticker stuff on it. I'm trying to get rid of it. But you could hang this on a necklace, or you could put it on like a charm bracelet if you so wanted to. It's the same on both sides. But I saw it and said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and buy it. Lost it for a bit, ended up going through the wash. It's kind of hilarious. All right, Dolly. Dolls, Dolly. Have a look at this particular Walking Liberty. It's not mint state, but it's a pretty nice one. Good mint luster on it. You can see slight wear on the bird's chest here. The feathers aren't as sharp as they should be to be a mint state one. But this is probably at least, I don't know, AU or choice extra fine probably. I'm not a professional grader, but my eyes tell me this don't have much wear and tear on. Oh, the little Queen Elizabeth thing? Yeah, it is cute. I bought an anchor too, but the anchor is gone. It went through the washes with that, and where it is right now, hard telling. Might show up somewhere. But okay. Yeah. This is a pretty nice walker, one of the better looking ones I have. I don't have any graded ones, but yeah, it's too common a date to grade this. But if it was one of the key date ones this nice, something you might consider grading, even if it does have some kind of damage or something to it, because that'll authenticate your rare coin or key date. But these other walkers, the 42S, the 44, it says choice extra fine. It's not too bad. This one says AU, but it's a very dark and dirty looking, dingy, toning something. It's the kind that you'd be like, well, I don't know. It's probably that by details, but it just, to me, this one that says Choice Extra Fine is a lot better looking coin, even if it's slightly worn more. Of course, one never knows if someone didn't take something like Mint State 60 and dip this coin, because this card holder that it's in now is a lot newer than what the coin is. And someone put it in the card holder, and that someone could have dipped it in some kind of cleaning solution on any of these coins that are in these holders. Even, even one that looks like this one does. Because when you look at the surface of this coin, it's barely got any chatter on it, which is, it does have it, but it's not severe. So I don't think this one traveled much. You can tell if it has been dipped. On this 34, I don't know. I mean, maybe there's a scratch down it too. It's not real super noticeable, but under magnification and the light hits it just right, you can see it. And it's not a scratch on the plastic either. I don't think. It looks like it's on the coin. Any coin, you can tell if it's been dipped. Okay, I'm not sure exactly how you tell that, but if you can explain it real quick in the chat in a sentence or two, maybe I can pop that up, and anybody else who's watching can kind of get a little bit of education, because I don't really know how you tell if they've been dipped unless you did it yourself. All right. This is a real long coin box. The other part of what I'm doing tonight is this stack of coins here needs to be put away. And in this unstruck penny planchet, I'd have to take it out and weigh it to see if it's a zinc one. Otherwise, you don't know. But anyway, we got to sort these out by date and type. 38 before this. 37, 37S, 34, 1903, 52, 54. Them are older than those. 41, that done improperly. Yeah. Well, there's mint luster on them, so I don't know if they. This is a not too bad looking Mercury. 41, chattered a little. See marks from the towel if they forget. Yeah, that makes sense. But that's not too bad a looking dime. We'll put it behind that one. At the quarters, let's see. What else was I looking at? Them all quarters. That looks like that stack. And then I got these 26 Philly and 26 there, and then a 35S. We'll sort that into here, which is after the 34. Now, this is what I'm working on, or with. I'm going to put these in this box. And this box is one of them big, real long, double wide coin dealer type box. And it's 14 inches long. So first thing we'll do is put these 2 quarters here and there. Dimes go in first out of these. And there are the 38D. And we'll just flip around until I get the dimes in this and show you. Oh, there you go, 1903 dime. Kind of nice. We'll get to where we're in This might have been cleaned, but you don't find these with this kind of detail left on them too often. Barber dimes, they wear pretty fast, and they circulated for a long, long time. We get in our Mercuries. The first one's a 38D, which the one right in front of it will be this 37. By the way, that'd probably be 250 today if I bought it today. Now, drop that in there. We have a 41. This says Choice Extra Fine, and this one says AU. Well, they're both kind of nice, but yeah, I've got some polished coins. If I remember here in a minute, once I get done with this box, I'll pull out this tube and pull them out and show you. And we go from this to a 43. It says uncirculated. Don't know if it really is. It's close. This says Choice Extra Fine, so it goes in front of that one. Now we're back into quarters. We go past the rest of the dimes in this box, which takes me clear to here. So the front of the box is pennies until we get to some nickels. Oh, and a 3-cent nickel. That's kind of nice. You don't see a 3-cent nickel too often. But anyway, we'll drop that back in here. Put this back. Well, show you there's a few nickels in here, not too many. Some proof ones. Then you hit some Barber dimes. 1899 one there. That probably was polished a little. Kind of looks like it might have been polished to me. That you don't want to do that to your coins. Maybe dimes run from there up to this, and then after this, 76 proof modern coin, we get into some Barbers. 1893 is, and then we have two different 1903 Barber. Omen on these is right here on the back. We'll pull this up. There you go. All right. Put both of these back in there. This one don't look as good as that one, so we'll put it in front of it. Get back to the Standing Liberties. Boy, there's not too many of them in here. Well, there'll be a few more. 26. 20S with 26S where the S is kind of sharp and not super blobby. Hard to tell on this, but we'll put that in here behind that one. There's, well, why is that Barber quarter there? These are quarter. These shouldn't be here. They should be in front of the standings. This box isn't totally sorted the way I like to do it. All these should go back where the other ones were. And the 1895 is right after the 1893. So put them in there. This 97 will go before the 1903, and then the 1900, 1900. Oh, the 1900's worn flat, but that's not too bad a detail for these. 1800. We'll go back. They go right here. 34. We roll back until we get to out of the Barber quarters and Standing Liberties. Damn, if there ain't more. This is just not sorted. I'm losing patience with myself. I didn't sort this out very good. We'll drop these in here where they go. And I'll have to do more sorting later. Wait Wait a second. That goes there. And then the 54 goes there. And then here's the 57. This is pretty nice. There's mint luster on this one. I had to say, I think the back might look a little bit better than the front because this has got a weird tone on this side, it looks like. Anyway, this goes back in the box. Where the heck is? And in comparison, here's a 57 proof. This is back when they made the proofs all shiny. The light hits it just right. You can kind of see what looks like a glassy surface. And it's very shiny compared to that other one. That's pretty much how you tell a proof one back then from a regular business strike. We'll put that back in here. Technically, this should grade as good as the mint makes them. You'd think, because it's still in the mint wrap. Someone cut it apart, probably because some of the other coin is worth a lot. This one shouldn't have any wear on it because it just went in this package. But who knows? It's too common to grade anyway. We'll put this back in here where it was. These aren't going in this box. But that's pretty much. Why is this in here? This is an American Churchill Crown coin. This shouldn't be in the American box, but I'm going to leave it there for now. So now that's pretty well filling up this side. Most of these are common date coins, and we'll drop the ruler in the box so you can see that. The outer dimensions, it's right up against the box end here. The outer dimensions of the box is 14 inches with the lid on it. Inner dimensions is probably closer to about 13 and a couple, I don't know, inch and a half maybe. 13 and a half, something like that. It's a big box. I mean, if you go to a coin dealer and you say, I want to see some dimes, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. You go to your coin dealer and you say, I want to see dimes. He pops out a box like this one. Pick this up. It's a black box. If I remember correctly, this is all dimes. I have another black box over there, but this is the dimes. There's probably 260 carded dimes in this, maybe a little more. It's full front to back. Starts with the 1892 Barber, which isn't super bad. I mean, it's not worn totally flat, mostly flat, but at least some details survive. The back might not be as bad as the front. And it goes all through Mercury's. Some of the later ones in here, like $1.35 when I bought this, 44. Can't get them that cheap now. This would be at least $2.50 today, probably. Someone ripped $5 on it. That's someone who doesn't want to sell their coin. They want to look at them. Because you probably won't get $5 out of one of these Mercury dimes. Well, I do take that back. You might. Some people might pay you that much for it. Then all these Roosevelt dimes in here. There's another dime for $1.35. There's almost no love for Roosevelt dimes. I got quite a few in here, but let's see where they start. It's a Micro S. 45 Micro S, if you haven't seen one. The S on the back of this is really tiny, right there by the It's noticeably smaller because I have another 45S in here, so you can kind of compare them. You look at the S on this, it's clearly bigger than the S on this one is. Might be hard to tell from here, but I don't know how rare it is, but it is it is different than the regular ones. Anyway, we'll drop that back in there. Pop up the 46 and the last silver one back here. Without going into the modern ones. There. From that coin all the way back to that 64 that's dirty, 64D, is all Roosevelts. The last ones in here are the modern proof ones, like this one. Again, this would probably be $250 today. Price of silver is a little higher. Now let's look at that last 64D and look at the price. It's beat up. It's not a very pretty coin, $1.10. And that's why, it'll always be a melt type coin that doesn't command any real premium over its melt value. But half of this box is Mercury's, and close to half is Roosevelt's, and there's about 10 or so that are Barbers. About 10. Maybe. One thing some people may not realize is they made the Barber dime in 1916 for a while before they switched to the Mercury dime. So it's one of them years where they have two different kinds of coins at the same date. And that's sometimes confusing. But not too much. There's about 10 Barbers in here, about one whole roll worth of Mercury's, and then the rest are Roosevelt's. But just to kind of prove to you I like my dimes, I've got a regular black 9-inch box. And it's full of dimes too. Starting with an 1897 that someone says is good. And then I think quite a bit of the rest of these are Mercury's. There are quite a few Roosevelt's in it, all the way out to a proof 64 one, which, let's get the scope on it here. It's scratched some, but it might have even been slightly circulated, but $1.60. That's not very much, really, in my opinion. I even have a few of these that are still in mint wrap, 63D here. Anyway, that's a lot of dimes by anybody's standard. Double wide 14-inch box and a 9-inch box, and that's not even all of them I have. I mean, that other box has a considerable number of dimes in it too. I might have enough dimes where I could fill 2 of these double wide. Now we'll just show you how the 9-inch box measures up, and you can see it ends well before the 14-inch one does. Big difference. All right. We'll go ahead and put the cover back on this. I'll get out my coin tube that's got some polished half dollars. Bear with me for a second. By the way, this is a Coca-Cola Canadian Olympic coin I got the other day. I don't feel so bad for my collection now. Do you have some of the same kind of coins, or I don't understand exactly what you mean? Lovely seated half. Plugged. But when I bought that one, let's just let you guess where the polished one is by the appearance. I think we found them right off the bat, didn't we? Oh, you're not the only one with a bunch of coins. All right. I think this is what you're talking about in terms of polished. This one is definitely not normal. And it had mint luster on it. You don't see it now. But that's not even the worst. This is definitely polished. Look how flat it is. It looks almost like a proof in terms of how shiny this is. But that's a weird look to the coin. It's because somebody polished it. It's a Denver mint one. And then, wait, which one of these did I show first? I think I showed the 63 first. One of the two of these I showed before, and they're both been polished. Now, let me ask you something, Dolly. Have you ever seen a JFK coin worn out like this? Everybody that's ever seen this says they've never seen one this bad. It's a Denver one, so it's the D's right down here. So it's a 64, 90% silver one, but it's not in good shape. Been through hell and back many times. These were all bought for the treasure chest challenge I was doing last year. There's damage on the rim of that. Then that one's probably been polished slightly. These two are just worn, as well as these two worn pretty bad. This is 1918 and 1920, but they're worn real bad. Now, the cheapest ones I bought last year were these Barber halves they're ugly. They were 9 1/4 though, when at the time half dollars were pushing about 11, 10.50, 11 most of the time. On these Denver S-Mint, Denver S-Mint, and then the last one is an old mint, 1908. But 9 1/4, you want coins to take up space for a treasure chest challenge. You buy coins like that because you're just looking for space. Now, this is a shame that someone drilled a hole and plugged this, because it's 1856. You see, it's got quite a bit of detail left on it for as old as it is. It's an old mint one. You can kind of see it's worn, but a lot of these are worn way worse than this. $12 is what I paid for it. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, the cartoon look to the polished one's exactly right. I agree with you. Now, this one, someone fidgeted with it. They carried it in their pocket for decades, something. But I ain't never seen any JFK coin worn like this. And everybody's seen it has said the same thing. They can't believe it's worn so bad the date's gone. But I know, because the D mint mark is still partially there, that this is a 90% one. Because the 40% ones, they put the mint marks on the front. Yeah, on that Kennedy hat. Anyway, there's one other coin in here that has some issues. That is, besides these damaged barbers here, you can see the gouge worn off of this one, or torn out of it, and this one's worn pretty bad. I don't remember exactly what these two were when I bought them. One's an S and one is an O. You can see the O mint pretty clearly on that, even though the front's worse. 1902 O. Where's the one? Well, I thought it was in here. Oh, there it is. This Benjamin Franklin was trying to hide. Doesn't look too odd when you look this way, or when you look this way. So you start looking at the edge of the coin and notice that all the reading has been worn off of this. This is a washing machine or dryer coin that got stuck and wound around a lot until it wore out all the edge. And if you do have a nice coin otherwise and you wanted to maybe grade it and you don't look at the edge, and that's like that on the edge, that won't, they will render it damaged and won't grade it. And then if someone tries to hole punch something, this 43 definitely can see the welt of the punch. It's not really a drill, it's not a round hole. I mean, anyway, I quite like my half dollars, and for a, here, have a look at the treasure chest. I filled that thing up with some Morgan dollars and peace dollars that had some problems. I'll kind of pack all these back up to put back in the tube. Put this on top again. I'll put all these to the bottom so maybe they won't grab because they're a bit worn. Yeah, they fall out easier. Seems like the ones that have better rims kind of catch a little on the bottom. So I'm going to put all these back in here. And the inside, yeah, the inside of that is 4 1/4 by 3.75 inches and about, I want to say 2 inches deep, something like that. Held all these. This tube was Morgan in peace dollars, of which there are 17 total of varying damage. A couple have holes, a couple are worn totally flat. The only one that isn't majorly damaged or worn real bad is this 21. It's not the greatest, but they're nothing special. Some of these other ones got glue on them, like this peace dollar, or they're just worn out, or there's holes in them, like that Morgan dollar. There's 17 in this. So that rule, these 17 dollar coins, get in there. There. Want to get a few more and fill this out. Might take about 23 or 24. This was designed for buffaloes or other 1 ounce rounds. That's what was in it. Coin dealer sold me the empty tube for like 50 cents. Now, these were in that, and then lay that down, and this down there. And all this. Jesus, I'm gonna have to lift the phone up a little bit. There's 2 bags here loaded with silver coins. It's pretty heavy. They're half dollars, quarters, and dimes. All the modern stuff from barbers all the way through all the different designs. There's, barber halves, walkers, some Kennedys, not very many, and Benjamin Franklin's, quite a few of them. There's a few barber dimes, quite a few Standing Liberty quarters, a few barber quarters, pretty much everything that runs the whole gamut. And that's probably, if I had to guess, $30 face, maybe. Yeah, they all fit in there. There's a video I made recently. If you go to my treasure chest challenge, you'll find the one where it says the chest is full. I think it's in my playlist. Pretty sure I put it in there, but they were all in there and it filled it up, and it was pretty heavy. I had a running total going, but I think the last week or two, when it was getting real close to full, I stopped counting. But I do know the total amount is, I made an estimate early on when I was doing it, what I thought it might hold, and I was kind of close. Well, I was a little light. I said maybe $90 to $100 face would fit in it. It turns out it holds more than that. Not a lot more, but more. Go ahead. Yeah, I got, if you want to watch the playlist, I've got from the first weeks of January coins that I bought, and you can watch through the whole thing if you want. They're all shorts pretty much, 30-40 second videos, and there's about 100 of them. So you're talking 30 or 40 minutes to watch the whole playlist. Maybe you do watch a few here and then pick up later if you want, or just jump around through them and see. And somewhere along some of them I show how much I had at that time. Sometimes I have them on a pile, that kind of thing. Sometimes they're in the treasure chest to show you how many's in there, that kind of stuff. But I had a lot of fun with it. And there's like 3 or 4 other guys that had treasure chests and were doing their own versions of it, but some of them stopped making videos, and some of them didn't buy very many coins to fill their treasure chests, so it wasn't really a challenge. I kind of boat raced them. I got a bunch of coins early, and they never caught up. Of course, a couple of them started like 6 months out. I need something more packing it up and shipping out. Okay. Where are you going, if you don't mind saying? Are you in the military or something? Because I know if you're in the military, or you just buy a new house or something, that might be too. I don't really, none of my business, I guess. But sometimes people move. I don't want to move now. My house is maybe 2 years away from being paid for. So once that's done, it frees up a lot of cash. And going forward, I think I'm going to want to buy more coins kind of like this one rather than some of the ones that are in here that are beat up real bad. Just because the basic value of this kind of coin is what I like to refer to as a wavy navy coin. Its value goes up and down with the value of silver. It doesn't carry any premium, and it never will, and it'll never probably ever be real collectible. Something like this has a premium over, it's about twice as much as one of these would cost today, and when I bought it, it was probably about 2.5 times what they were going for then, maybe even 3 times what this kind was going for. Because I was able to buy some of $half like this a few years ago for $6.50, maybe $6.75. And that's when I bought this. Oh, you're shipping out coins? We'll put that up there. If you're a coin dealer, which I'm starting to get the kind of collection that I could do a coin show if I wanted to, probably. And sell a lot of stuff to get money to buy something nicer. Yes, I understood what you meant now after you said while shipping out coins. I know what you mean now. I mean, I could sell some of this stuff on Instagram or Facebook or at a coin show, a vendor event. We have vendor events at a shopping mall that's about 4 or 5 blocks from here, and If I could get another guy to go in on it with me who had coins and wanted to sell some, we could rent out a space, split the cost of it, and then sell some. Because I'm at the point now, this is going to be hard to move this collection around if I have to, if I ever want to. I'm going to need a heavy duty suitcase or something to take them around. Oh, I didn't realize you had a channel. I'm going to have to go check that out and subscribe to you. And I'm going to have to thank you for showing up because you've kept me company. Addicted to Minis showed up early. I don't know if he's still here. He ain't commented nothing since right at the start. But yeah, I'm going to have to go check your channel out and see some of your videos. And I don't know, maybe I might even do a response video to something of yours, and it won't be like a fighting challenge. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, if someone I know wants to sell a bunch of coins, he's got a bunch, we could both set up a booth like that in a vendor event like that. It's not terribly expensive to get the, it's not really a booth, it's just a section of the mall aisle. When they do the vendor events, a lot of people go there. And they had about 100 vendors last time they did one. Most of it is like homemade stuff, wood products, knives, you name it, almost anything you think of, but not too much in terms of like antique or let's say like someone had glass items. I don't know if you ever seen corn glass before. This is a olive green toothpick holder. I don't know if you're interested in this kind of stuff or if you've ever really seen it. This is an amber one. But anyway, I'm going to have to watch a couple of your videos here tonight and see what kind of stuff you do. And I do thank you for showing up in my live stream. I got to work early tomorrow, and I got to put all this stuff up, so I'm not going much longer. That's cool going glass. Well, the color I like the most, I'm going to go ahead and show this to you. I don't smoke. I'm going to say that. I don't smoke. But this blue is the color I like the most. This is about a 7 or 8 inch, and you can see the thickness of the glass is considerable. And on the back, frosted, you got a colonial soldier. I don't know if you'll be able to there get a little light behind it. You have a torch with a star, and you have the eagle with the date, and then you have a Liberty Bell. Well, the one I really want, cobalt blue, is nice. Well, it is aqua blue or something. I don't know exactly what they call this. They just say blue when you look them up. Now, this is the intermediate size ashtray. They make one that is a cigar tray, has a raised center in the middle of it with the 4 coins on it, and then it's about 10 inches across. Well, this one's right around 7.5. U.S. Cobalt Blue. Yeah, it's a nice color. I love the blue. I have a few other. I have coin glass playlists. If you like coin glass, you can go watch some of them videos. I have some in the olive green, amber. I have a red nappy dish. I even have a reproduction one, and I have a video that explains how you tell if it's reproduction because they're different than the originals. This is a little bit more modern. It's about the same size as the blue one. It's amber, but it has a really big coin right in the middle of the tray. And this, I've done videos where I stuck silver coins in it like a moat. I don't smoke, so I don't need that for that purpose. This, though, is a reproduction one. And the way you tell right off the bat, this isn't frosted. Yeah, this isn't frosted, so this is... Now, sometimes they'll take these and try to sandblast this part and make it look like the older ones, because this, it's not worthless, but it's not... It's... If you had the same dish or cup, whatever this is really, and it wasn't the reproduction, it would probably be worth twice as much as this one was. This is missing a lid though, so that also lowers its value some. But I wanted it for the purpose that I found it and knew it was reproduction. It was cheap. I wanted to make a video to educate people if they're buying this, that this is reproduction, not original. Oh, the seam, yeah. It does have a seam. Didn't even really notice that at first, but it also has some bigger air bubbles, and I really don't remember seeing big air bubbles in the older stuff. And this has got more than a few, actually. It might be a scratch. Oh, well. It was a few dollars. And like I said, if it had the lid and it wasn't reproduction, it'd probably be about a $10 piece, maybe. Well, I thank you all for stopping by. Doll's Dolly, I'm going to go check out your channel here in a minute. You're probably going to gain a subscriber right away and a few views. But I'm going to wish everybody a good night. I hope I probably ain't going live streaming again until next week. But have a good night, and we'll see you next time.